For over a decade, the U.S. Air Force investigated thousands of UFO sightings under a classified program, but the government wanted the world to forget it ever existed. This is the untold story of Project Blue Book. Between 1952 and 1969, the United States Air Force conducted one of the most extensive investigations into unidentified flying objects ever recorded. Officially titled Project Blue Book, this classified operation scrutinized over 12,600 UFO reports from military pilots, civilians, and scientific observers. The program's goal was straightforward: determine whether UFOs posed a threat to national security. Yet decades later, declassified documents reveal a far more complex narrative, a systematic effort to investigate the unknown while simultaneously managing public perception and suppressing inconvenient evidence. What started as genuine scientific inquiry transformed into something far more controversial, raising questions that remain unanswered to this day about extraterrestrial contact and government transparency. Project Blue Book was not the Air Force's first attempt to investigate UFO phenomena. It was preceded by two earlier programs, Project Sign in 1948 and Project Grudge in 1949. However, by 1952, escalating UFO sightings over Washington, D.C. and increasing public concern forced the military to establish a more comprehensive investigation. The program was officially launched under the direction of the U.S. Air Force's Air Technical Intelligence Center, headquartered at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. Dr. Edward Condon, a renowned physicist, later joined the effort, lending scientific credibility to the investigation. The program's dual mandate created an inherent contradiction: investigate UFO reports thoroughly while simultaneously reassuring the American public that nothing extraordinary was happening. During the 1950s, the Korean War context amplified fears that UFO sightings might represent secret Soviet technology. This geopolitical tension influenced how investigators approached each case, with military implications overshadowing genuine scientific inquiry. The sheer volume of reports, averaging over 1,000 per year at its peak, demonstrated public fascination and genuine concern about unexplained aerial phenomena. Over 17 years, Project Blue Book documented 12,618 UFO sightings, with investigators categorizing each report meticulously. Roughly 701 cases remained unidentified, a troubling statistic that contradicted official narratives, dismissing all sightings as misidentifications. Among the most compelling cases was the 1947 Roswell incident in New Mexico, where a rancher discovered debris that the military initially claimed was a flying disc before rapidly retracting the statement. Credible witnesses included military test pilots, radar operators, and commercial airline personnel, individuals trained to observe and report anomalies. The Leveland sightings of November 1957 involved multiple independent witnesses across West Texas, reporting the same phenomenon simultaneously. Police officers, ranchers, and farmers described a large object, roughly 200 feet long, hovering above the landscape and emitting intense light. Project Blue Book investigators initially attributed these sightings to ball lightning, a phenomenon still poorly understood. However, the consistency across multiple witnesses and locations suggested something more systematic. Military pilots like Captain Thomas Mantell, who died pursuing a UFO in 1948, and civilian observers provided testimonies that Blue Book officials couldn't simply dismiss. The accumulating evidence forced investigators to question their own predetermined conclusions. As Project Blue Book progressed, a troubling pattern emerged: the contradiction between internal findings and public statements. Internally, investigators acknowledged that approximately 5.5% of cases defied conventional explanation. Externally, government spokespeople insisted that all sightings had rational explanations. This discrepancy suggests deliberate obfuscation. The Robertson panel, convened by the CIA in 1953, recommended that UFO reporting channels be de-emphasized to prevent public hysteria and potential national security risks. This panel's classified report essentially recommended downplaying genuine investigation in favor of public relations management. Government officials began attributing sightings to natural phenomena: Venus, planets, meteor showers, temperature inversions, often without investigating specific cases. Some researchers argue